again, Carmen Ryder here, back with another commentary. Today we're going over TheGamer. Again. The video is titled 10 Dark Secrets About Kirby Nintendo Try to Hide. Anyways, let's get... Was that a fucking train? Come in.
Oh, hey there. Sorry for the sudden interruption. I heard something about Kirby brought up and, well, here I am.
And you came here via train?
Well, it's a long story. Let's just say that a certain Troodon and I have a good rhythm going.
I would ask you to elaborate, but then again, I'm the person who fucks a purple-haired demon robot, so yeah. Anyways, let's get into it.
You know, Kirby may look like an innocent pink puff, but through the years, the Nintendo hero has certainly sucked in a lot of secrets.
You're not funny.
Discovering Kirby's dark facts feel more like a nightmare than a dreamland, as you learn about deep connections, crazy origins, and some of the most violent content ever to be seen from Nintendo. Say what, Kirby? Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know new content. Without further ado, here are 10 dark secrets you never knew about Kirby. A bloody battle. Nintendo has always been known for a family-friendly affair.
Ah yes, family-friendly franchises, like Fire Emblem and Captain Rainbow.
When Mario died in early games, he pretty much just shrugged. Bowser would disappear without seeing the damage to his body.
Because apparently Dry Bowser doesn't exist.
Games would often be censored or heavily edited to ensure content was completely appropriate.
Now, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but the reason a lot of Nintendo video games needed to be censored or heavily edited to ensure content was completely appropriate was because the NES was sold as just a toy at the time, rather than a video game console. That's why it seemed like Nintendo was for kids.
And the reason the NES was sold as a toy was due to the video game crash.
Just super kid-friendly. It makes you wonder how Kirby's Dream Land 3 slipped through the cracks. The game plays off like a regular Kirby game until players reach the true final boss battle, and we're presented with blood and gore never before seen in an official Nintendo game. The graphics were limited, but it's still blood nonetheless. In the final boss battle, Kirby takes on a giant eyeball known as Zero. Once Zero gets weakened, some of the final hits showcase blood splattering out of the eye before the pupil completely detaches. Every hit after that delivers extra squirts of blood before Kirby finally delivers his final blow. It's like a Tarantino movie or something. Despite all the blood, the original game was released with a rating of E for everyone. Future releases of the game had the ratings changed and altered. For example, in the release of Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition, Kirby's Dream Land 3 received a rating of E10+, meaning that it was only recommended for players over the age of 10 due to the bloody nature.
Let me just put this out there. The ESRB rating E for everyone didn't exist back then and was instead called KNA, aka Kids and Adults, which is pretty much the same thing except what you said shows your lack of research. You also said that when Kirby's Dream Land 3 was re-released in Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition, it received a rating of E10 and up, even though in the actual game itself, Dreamland 3 is still marked with the KNA rating.
Also, there's no real proof that Kirby's Dream Land 3 is the reason that Kirby Dream Collection is rated E10.
Imagine how graphic it would look like with an updated 3D release, rated M for mature. Kirby's Gun Control.
Why? Why is it that every time I do a subject that is completely neutral, it turns political? Every time it happens. Why am I cursed in this way?
Kirby's powers are completely unique. At first, he was only able to suck in objects and blast them back out, but things have dramatically changed over the years. Kirby has the ability to take on other characters' powers and use them as his own. While he's able to use swords, tools, and other weapons, he never showcased the need for a gun. If you were to watch Kirby right back at you, it would be a whole different story. Kirby gets a little trigger happy. The animated series starring Kirby and his pals originally aired from 2001 to 2003. It debuted in Japan, but also had episodes dubbed in the United States as well. When comparing the two series, you would see a lot of differences, especially when it comes to gun violence. In original episodes, guns are often used by Kirby.
You mean in like one episode?
In one episode, Kirby plays a police officer where he blasts off multiple rounds of a machine gun.
On accident, you mean?
Even for a cartoon, the show was incredibly violent, so it's no wonder why it was heavily edited for the United States.
Firstly, it's an anime. Secondly, like I said in my SVG video, Japan has different laws and rules for what is and isn't appropriate in a kid show compared to the US. Also, this may just be me, but honestly, guns aren't even that taboo to begin with.
Oh, so completely relevant now though, right?
You're not funny.
Along with the gun use, another episode showcases King Dedede.
Ah, yes, my favorite Kirby character. King Day,
wielding a chainsaw and using it as a weapon. Oh, we've got another Leatherface on our hands. That's great. As if the violence wasn't enough, Kirby and his friends are even seen casually enjoying cocktails together.
As mentioned earlier, Japan's laws and morals are different, whereas alcoholic drinks aren't seen as taboo overseas compared to the US.
And underage drinking, okay. Nothing like a little guns and booze in a Saturday morning cartoon.
Anime.
Hey Mom, can I have some whiskey with my Fruit Loops? Kirby hates Link. Kirby seems to get along with a lot of his extended Nintendo Universe friends, but this wasn't always the case. Long before Kirby participated in Super Smash Bros. Battles, he was waging war against one of Nintendo's most beloved heroes, Link. In 1993, the Game Boy game The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening was released. In the adventure title, Link battles his usual foes and makes his way through typical dungeons, but a big surprise comes in one of the castles. As Link makes his way through one of the corridors, he comes across a familiar-looking face. Well, it's Kirby himself.
Why yes, it is indeed Kirby himself. Except it's just an Easter egg to the game, and is not canon. The same way that Link's Awakening also has cameos featuring the Chain Chomps called Bow Wows, Goombas, and even Wart but named Mamu.
The Secret Stage. Maybe the focus was placed too much on franchises like Zelda and Mario, but Kirby developers got away with a lot when sneaking in adult content to their games. Shocking. One of their more risque releases was Kirby's Dream Land 2 for the Game Boy in 1995. In level 5-5, players can access a secret door that leads to a drop-down bonus level. As you drop through the level, you'll notice a number of platform blocks scattered across the sky. At first, the blocks seem random, but if you follow the level closely, you will notice a pattern. It starts off innocently enough with a smiley face until you discover the elements directly below it are formed into the shape of a woman's chest. Oh my! It gets even more revealing from there as the rest of the female anatomy is shown. Avert your eyes, kids. It's nothing too gratuitous, but pretty revealing for our 10-year-old selves discovering the level while playing on our Game Boys.
You can't see exactly what the stage layout is supposed to look like when playing the game normally, unless you rip the sprites and assets from the game, however. Then you can see this section of the stage in full display. Also, I'm pretty sure it doesn't even look that lewd, as it's just a bunch of star blocks. That would be like pointing out a stick figure with a penis.
And then maybe discovering ourselves. While it may be hard to find a cartridge of the game now, a full version of Kirby's Dream Land 2 was released for the Nintendo 3DS console. With a quick download, you can travel the world 5-5 and discover the secret stage for yourself. You might even feel like a kid again and reveal Kirby's secrets to all your friends. Meta Knight in the Iron Mask. One of Kirby's greatest foes through the years have been the Meta Knight. The mask fighter loves some good swordplay, but he also has some mystery to him. It's rare to see the Meta Knight without his mask on, but when it is removed, we can see he's basically a clone of Kirby himself. While Kirby is pink in color, Meta Knight has appeared with both black and blue skin color, with more modern versions of Meta Knight appearing in blue skin. Although we've got glimpses of Meta Knight, there is still a lot of mystery behind the character. He obviously goes through a lot of struggles, and even though he is Kirby's enemy, he has helped him on numerous occasions.
Actually, he's an anti-hero, not a villain.
He loves to test Kirby through battles, sword fights, and numerous challenges. This begs the question about Meta Knight's origins. He looks like Kirby, he's assisted him on multiple occasions, and still feels the need to hide his identity. Is he related to Kirby somehow? What was his childhood like? Is Meta Knight an evil clone struggling with his identity?
Firstly, we already have that in Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Secondly, he's not related to Kirby. He's just the same species.
Or maybe evil Kirby from the darkest timeline. The mystery grows year after year as Nintendo continues to remain quiet. Meta Knight's most recent appearance in the Kirby franchise is in the Kirby Battle Royale. In the fighting game, Meta Knight can be unlocked, but all of his deep dark secrets remain buried for now. An angry Kirby. How angry can a little pink blob get? Just ask the North American marketing team for Nintendo. In Japan, Kirby appears on his game cover releases and advertisements as a happy character, floating around and ready for his next adventure. Tra-la-la-la-la. In North America, things are a little more serious. On multiple game covers, Kirby's happy face has been replaced for a more aggressive one. He looks angry, changes his body pose, and even holds extra weapons in some of the covers.
Yeah, that's done to appeal to a broader audience. How exactly is this a dark secret?
You won't like Kirby when he's angry. Some of the prime examples of the difference in moods can be seen on the GameCube's release of Kirby's Air Ride and the Wii release of Kirby's Return to Dreamland. The North American release of Kirby's Epic Yarn was one of the rare titles to feature a happy Kirby in North America. Another crazy example of the Angry Kirby syndrome came with an advertising campaign for Super Nintendo. In the print ad, Kirby appears in a fake mugshot illustration to help promote both Kirby's Avalanche and Kirby's Dream Course. Not only does he have an angry look on his face, but he has stubble on his pink face.
This sort of advertising isn't even limited to this ad. Often during this time, Kirby would be advertised in such a fashion to appeal to a broader audience. This was during the NES and SNES days, so Nintendo still had to make a name for themselves.
Who's Kirby? Behind the flabby facade, a physical powerhouse. He's whatever the situation demands. That's Kirby. He's cute. Till you cross him, then he's one tough cream puff.
Recently, we compared two superheroes, Dashing Super Guy and Kirby from Nintendo. In some ways, Kirby lost big. No big hair, no big muscles, no weapons, nothing. All Kirby's got is appetite. He's Kirby, and he packs a mean bite.
Little 5 o'clock shadow. He had his paired with the quote, "He used to be such a good boy." The old jail theme attempted to give Kirby a harder look, so gamers wouldn't think the game just caters to young children. It was weird. A competitive advantage. Super Smash Bros. Was one of the most inventive ideas Nintendo could create. Mixing different series like Mario, Star Fox, Pokemon, and Kirby created a great world, addictive gameplay, and awesome multiplayer options. When first glancing at some of the massive rosters in the Super Smash Bros. Series, you may think that characters like Link, Mario, or Samus are the most powerful. Once the tiers are broken down, this isn't the case at all. In multiple versions of Super Smash Bros., you can find Kirby and other Kirby characters near the top of the performance test.
Silly the gamer. Tears are for queers.
Think it's a random draw and some lucky powers? It was actually all done on purpose. The creator of the Kirby games, Masahiro Sakurai, is also the developer of Super Smash Bros., and his love for the Kirby characters has clearly been transferred into Super Smash Bros. In reality, there are a lot of other characters with more strength and power than Meta Knight, but he's still built as an unstoppable monster for Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It's just totally unfair, really.
You didn't mention how it's done on purpose. Yeah, Sakurai made Super Smash Bros. Along with Kirby, but that doesn't mean it was done on purpose. In fact, as of right now in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Kirby is a D tier.
Kirby the Detective. Other countries do a lot of strange things with Nintendo characters. While video game content typically remains the same from country to country, it varies a lot differently when characters are used in print. For the German edition for the Nintendo Fan Club, Kirby was introduced as a tough detective in a comic series.
That's not
canon.
canon. This was done for a one-off Club Nintendo comic, so it doesn't really count.
Kirby defeats Mario. When it comes to Nintendo and awards, Mario typically takes the prize.
Actually, that title goes to Pokemon.
He's won many awards throughout the years from all types of publications. They are usually well-deserved due to Mario's impact on the gaming industry and the variety of games the former plumber has appeared in. While it may seem like a lot of characters such as Luigi, Donkey Kong, and Kirby are always living in Mario's shadow, this wasn't the case in 1993. Throughout the late 1980s and 1990s, Nintendo released their official magazine known as Nintendo Power. Each year, the magazine published a list of accolades known as the Nintendo Power Awards. The awards include all types of categories, including Best Graphics, Best Theme, and Best Challenge. Making his NES debut in 1993, Kirby was nominated for Best Hero at the annual awards. Other nominees in the category included Batman, Luke Skywalker, Link, and of course Super Mario. Mario was nominated for the game Super Mario All-Stars, so Kirby was taking on the best of the Mario world, plus a superhero and a Jedi. Good luck, Kirby. Kirby won the prestigious award and helped cement his legacy among Nintendo's elite. The game he won it for was Kirby's Adventure, the first instance of the hero getting control of other characters' powers when he swallowed them. With the award, Kirby can forever boast about his huge victory over Mario.
This isn't really a dark secret like the title of your video implies it to be. If anything, this is just an accomplishment that Kirby has made in the past with the success of his game.
Kirby on Steroids. Kirby may balloon up when he sucks in air, but his statistics have been pretty clear since the beginning. The pink creature only stands around 8 inches tall. While the short character design works for all of Kirby's solo games, it's a little bit different when it comes to other titles. For example, in Super Smash Bros.
That's not canon.
Super Smash Bros. Isn't canon to its fighters' universes. It has its own canon.
How can the 8-inch tall Kirby stand toe-to-toe with other characters like Pikachu? The answer seems pretty simple. Kirby has taken some type of growth hormone.
Or maybe he was scaled up for the sake of the game? I mean, that's what they did to Ridley. They scaled him down.
Unless he's stealing mushrooms from Mario, Kirby's involved in some type of underground steroid ring. No wonder his rankings are so high in the games. Nintendo has never really provided an explanation for his size difference, other than relying on players to suspend their disbelief. It is a video game after all. This would make a little sense if Donkey Kong and Bowser didn't appear as big as they do in the games.
Even though those characters are scaled down too? Bowser is 8'7" and Mario is 5'1", yet in Super Smash Bros. They are sized almost the same.
We can also say the same for Olimar, as in his original game, he's close to 2 centimeters tall, and of course was scaled up in Smash.
Well, that's all for today. If you want more from me, you can follow my Twitter, watch my DeviantArt. If you want to talk to me directly, you can join my Discord server. If you want to support the channel, you can donate to my Patreon. And until next time, thank you, Baroque, for joining me for this commentary.
Glad I could help you out with this video, Carmen. And for those who want to see more of me, you can subscribe to my channel, my Twitter, and join my Discord server if you want to chat.
And until next time, goodbye.